Because most people will think I'm freaking insane. Do I really care? No. But it's for the people that are worried about me that I'm explaining. So those people, I'm sorry. The rest, don't blink if you're buying. Welcome to the show. Hope it's doing well. Having a wonderful day on this glorious, and I do mean glorious, 2nd October 2005, part 2 of our Brooklyn Nine-Nine recap. I'm so sorry. So what happened is this title I thought was dead kind of flashed, and it was just lagging. Then we played a little bit, which is MS, and then it lagged again. So yeah, it is indeed dead. So like I mentioned, I have 4 episodes to do. We have Mr. Santiago, we have Terry Ryder, we have who else? We have we have a couple of one. So to finish with Jake and Miguel, I think it's a great execution because they end up hitting each other, right? Jake has a document to know the father of Amy, when he should have just asked him, dude, we're losing so much storage. Holy shit, so much batteries. I think it's kind of cool because at the end, Miguel also had a document on Jake. So it's a plot calling the kettle black, which is kind of funny in my opinion. What else? Yeah, at the end you realize that those two don't have their word to say. Amy can date who she wants, like her father, like Jake's, and if they don't like each other, she doesn't care, which is bravo Amy. Because Amy you see her as more of a calm person, submissive person, but in this one she has the balls to say, no, that you're wrong, no, Jake, you're wrong. It's just super cool. So at the end, there's this really amazing thing where you basically say to Jake, you know what? I don't have to like you. You help me solve this case. You're a good cop. You're a good person. I give you my blessings. Now we have the other plot, which is kind of cool because it's Amy, Gina. Am I forgetting? I think it's Amy, Gina, Terry. Oh yeah, this is super good. Yeah, there's three timelines, and I completely forgot. So I think it was one of the first episode with a three timeline. So got Pimento and Captain Holt. This is how long ago I've done it. 7%. We're good. We're losing the battery still, but we'll have time. Pimento says, "Hey, I don't know if I can be a cop anymore. I've been gone for too long." And he's Captain Holt's like, "You know what? I believe in you. If you want to start something, I'm gonna help you out." And then Pimento said, "I have a plan, but it costs X amount, right?" So Holt, being a trustworthy person, comes in and he's like, "Yo, I'll lend you the money." Now, funny thing is, Holt watches a dog show. Now, it's kind of cool because you're making Holt a more fun person, but you're not disrupting who he is. So what I mean by that is, you know that Captain Holt is a person that has a dog that he loves, which is Chester. You know that he's very sophisticated, so when he likes a dog show, you're not surprised, and it's actually a really cool thing. So yeah, okay, let's check something. Good. These take so much time. They take so much freaking time. Every single lab that I have takes time. That's okay. It is okay. So yeah, so you have Pimento, and instead of putting the money in a safe place or gamble it. And it's kind of funny because he's gambling it on the Doug race. Now this is super cool because they become a quest to get all the rewards. So they go to see the bookie doesn't, he said, okay, well, I bet online, and then and this is super cool because they bet it online, right? And you can't find it online because it's so complex, right? But at the same time, the Fox Terrier, which is the dog that they chose, is really, I remember this like yesterday, which is when we watched it. This is really good though. I'm very clear-minded. Maybe because there's no stress, which is great. The Fox Terrier comes in and he is there. And this is super cool because Holt, again, being a father figure to most of the cops in the precinct, becomes a kind of a father figure to Pimento. So what he does is Pimento is starting the bar and it's like, hey, put the dog race. Like, no, I can't do there's football matches. And Pimento took a beer and crush it. And then the guy, the bartender is like, are you crazy? This is the game of Thanksgiving game, first of all. And second of all, it's the finale. It's the there's a I don't remember how you call it, but it's extra time, right? So whoever scores is gonna be it. And then Alt to get beer and crush it and do like Pimento. So that was kind of cool. We get a scene with Rosa, Charles, Amy, and Terry. And this is also cool because they bring in live turkey. So Charles says that no more, the fresher it is, the better it is. It like brings life a turkey. And then Amy and Rosa are like, no, Amy and Gina are like, no, you can't kill a turkey. And Charles is like, yeah, it doesn't matter when I eat it, right? And it's like he's a living being. And Gina does something that is breaking my mind how clever it is and how funny it is. Says, we're gonna name the turkey, that way you don't kill it. And they say, well, and Charles like, I don't care about the name. And then she named the turkey Nicolaj, which is the name of Charles' son. So it's kind of funny. There's also this really cool scene where Charles gets a knife and he has like a hoodie protecting him from the splatter of blood. And he sharpened the knife and he says, I feel like Dexter. And then in the show, there's Miguel from Dexter. So super good show. Episode number 8. Oh, I forgot. Number 7 was called Mr. Santiago. Yeah. This is super cool because the intro is basically it's funny but it's also clever. So they have this guy who's doing a Zamboni and washing the floor. And the people in the precincts like, we never saw him because we worked at day shift. And they're like, okay, well, we wanted to go back to day shift, which is important because episode number 9 is a plan to go back to episode 10 is a plan to go back to the day shift, right? So what ends up happening is they walk the floor and Jake goes in. And this is also important because it shows the evolution of Alt. So he goes in and he slides all over the floor and the elevator door open and Alt is in the elevator and he can't stop himself because he's going so fast. And instead of giving him shit, Alt is like he did the full ball thing and everybody's celebrating. So it's kind of like a really cool thing because it does show that Alt is growing as a person but also becoming more fun. And it's kind of cool because the whole precinct is fun. So I did really like that. So we are at 5%. Something is going on, baby. And that something ain't kosher. Yeah, this is no good. Okay, it doesn't matter. I think you can do it. So we got the episode, and it's kind of cool because it's a good plot, but it really sucks because it's a boring plot, right? Because so there's this guy who is a writer, who is a celebrity, right? Who is he has some death threats, and this is kind of important because this is a star, it is a hero for Terry, because he wrote the books that are kind of meant to be like Game of Thrones, but before Game of Thrones, which doesn't exist, which is Starfire, right? It's cool because they're saying like, hey, don't meet your hero. End up that the writer is kind of a piece of shit, right? And it's kind of sucky because they did the same thing with Old. Like, okay, well, you're redoing the same plot, what the fuck, right? There's that, what else? We see about the scene. I don't remember what is the other. I know that this is Jake and. Oh yeah, okay, never mind. I got it. So this is I realized something else. So we have the first plot, which is Jake and Terry, and then Terry is like, oh, this is really important to me because I was a fat kid, and he's the reason why I started working out because he told me that truth to shape my own destiny. This is kind of cool. This is kind of important in the show, right? So that being said, we go in. That being said, I love saying that. And he said, oh my god, I have to do it now. 11 days.